So hopefully most of you will agree, there's not much better feelings than standing up and hitting a lovely crisp iron shot straight at target like we see there, with some decent speed, nice accuracy and good distance. But if you're watching this video, you're probably one of those golfers that sets up, as I was talking about there, but then when you swing, you fat it, you thin it, or maybe even cold top it. Well, I'm going to talk you through a really important little move in the golf swing that I see not many golfers do at club level, but at elite level, every single golfer does this. And it really guarantees that we get some good speed into the club head, great strike, and start hitting some of the best iron shots ever. So hopefully that has piqued your interest. So let's talk about initially what we need to actually happen at impact with the irons. So from a good solid address position, we need to feel that there's much more weight into that lead side. We need the handle leaning forward a little bit, and the club needs to be traveling down to hit ball and then ground. But far too often for golfers, when they do hit the ground, they hit the ground in the wrong place, so behind, or they then start missing the ground and topping it or thinning it. So we need to start initially moving the lowest point of our golf swing ahead of the golf ball. And a great idea for that is actually just to stop thinking about the fact that the golf ball is the lowest part of the swing. We want the lowest part to be after or ahead of the golf ball. So we're going to shift that weight towards the target, and straight away we're going to see we start touching the ground ahead. Now, I also think what a lot of golfers do is they get that movement across, but they're so obsessed with trying to keep their height in the golf swing that they really start to struggle with strike. So actually what you see is once we're getting to the top of the swing, the best players in the world move towards the target, but move down very slightly. Now, I'm sure straight away you'll go, oh, that could be a light bulb moment that I actually don't move down. But the fear factor for a lot of golfers is that they stand up there, and if they get that movement, they just bury the club into the ground, which I would agree with. So that's not the whole part of the move. But we have to be able to go down in order that once we're here, that lead knee, lead hip, lead shoulder and lead hand start moving up through impact. Now, you might be watching this and comment below if you are thinking this, that surely if I'm coming up, that's going to make me top the ball. Well, no. So if I were to get there and pull the handle up, see what it makes the club head do? The club head still goes down. And actually, if I were to just drop that club head, you see not a lot of acceleration. If I pull the handle up, see how the club went quicker? So the club head's still going to be moving down. We're also going to get more speed into the golf swing that way. So we almost want to feel that once we go here, we're going to get this lead side working up and then extending our body and finishing nice and high. So we do a couple of swings like that. And straight away you can hear the difference in the noise with the club head. So then, like with everything, you're going to step up there, get the golf ball involved. Felt solid. And we can see good strike, middle of the club face, a little bit more speed than before, so 85.5 mile an hour. Low point further ahead, so the clubs travel down more 3.6 degrees and carry at 161. And it really will feel, if this isn't something you're doing at the moment, it will feel very different. What you need to just understand when you're doing something different, initially you might not hit one like that. Initially, you might miss-hit a couple, but as long as you feel that that movement is doing what we're talking about, you might need to just give yourself 2, 3, half a dozen shots and say, look, I don't mind how good they are initially, get the movement correct, and then as I can stand up there, again, another one that felt nice and solid. Again, out the middle, a little bit quicker again. Not quite as good, low point still ahead, but not as far. But then distance, just a little pick up with that extra club head speed. And definitely my feedback with this would be that I'm always very conscious of like my hands being very, very active in the golf swing. So I tend to get that big left one going when I'm not working well. But a great feel for me here is as I'm there, and then that lead side's moving out of the way, it's opening my body up, keeping that club in a much more neutral position into impact. And you could see there, even though the ball tried to just curve a little bit from right to left, not a great deal of shape in it. And what I love with this sensation, particularly when I work with golfers face to face, is you almost might start off doing it what feels a little bit slowly. And even though it didn't feel like I put much into that golf swing, still 85.2 mile an hour, low point 2 inches ahead, clubs travel down 2.4 degrees, and that was 159 yards carry. And it really didn't feel like I was swinging anywhere like that speed because there's no effort in the swing. I'm creating all that speed because I'm using my lower body, then my upper body, my arms, and the final thing that's firing is the club. So my sequencing is so good in there. And then what you want to, in my opinion, work on is can you start then being more and more aggressive with that feel and see how you pick up on your shots. So get there. Once we get into the top, move towards the target and down, and then get that lead side exploding up and away from the ground. Again, felt good. A little bit more shape, but 87 mile an hour. Low point an inch ahead. Clubs travel down 1 degree and near a 170 carry. Now, obviously I'm in a nice position. I practice with TrackMan, so I get some really good feedback. But when you're at the range, you know, a lot of places now have got TrackMan range or Top Tracer, you can look at things like ball speed. And if you're moving quicker and striking it well, you're going to see the ball speed go up. And if you're just playing, you're going to start seeing that you're hitting your clubs further than you were before. And I think most people would agree they'd rather hit 8-iron than 7-iron. They'd rather hit 7-iron than 6-iron. So if you can pick up some speed, maintain that strike, have that good control, and feel, particularly with the irons, fairway woods and hybrids as well though, that you're getting that ball and then ground contact, it really does make a huge difference. So let's go one final one, and let's see how aggressive I can be with that feel. Let's see if I can get myself to 90 mile an hour. So felt good, maybe just a tiny bit thin. So just under 89 mile an hour, low point 1.9 inches ahead, clubs travel down 2 degrees and 163 yards carry. So you can see on all of those shots that I'm hitting ball and then ground, which many golfers really struggle with on a regular basis, but we're not really having to think about too much. Just backswing as normal, move towards the target and down, and then get that lead side and the handle moving up through impact. It's going to deliver the club faster, more down onto the ball, and honestly, you will hit some of the most amazing iron shots of your life.